Hi, I'm Cecilia Elise Wollin from Inventicity.com, and I want to welcome you to this free copywriting course. Copywriting tips for beginners, professional copywriting made easy. What is copywriting? Copywriting is the practice of composing, persuading texts. Copywriting is used to sell products, ideas, ideologies, etc. Copywriting is an important component on web pages, in blog posts, advertisements, social media posts, videos and podcasts. Hi, I am Cecilia Elise Wollin from Inventicity, and in this video and the following video series I will give you my very best copywriting tips. A lot of articles, blog posts and courses give the impression that copywriting is complicated and difficult. It is not. Do not buy expensive copywriting courses, just learn by reading and doing. And if you want straightforward, laconic guidance, you can follow this free video series, Professional Copywriting Made Easy. It is not complicated, it is so easy. In this video series I will help you to sharpen your copywriting skills. In the following videos you will find the most straightforward copywriting tips I can give. I have been writing copy, articles and blog posts for 30 years, and I have distilled what I have learned into the laconic tips I am going to give you in this video series. This is the introduction to a video series I will publish over the next weeks. The topics of the following videos are Advanced Copywriting Made Easy, Position yourself as an expert, The art of writing short sentences, How to speak to your prospective customers' pain points. It is not about you. The customer is the hero. Speak your customer's language. Conversational copywriting. Say more with less. Effortless copywriting. So I look forward to making this video series for you. I will publish the next video in 1 week. So subscribe and click on the little bell to get a notification when I publish the next videos. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye. Improve your copywriting skills. Advanced Copywriting Made Easy. Hi, I'm Cecilia Elise Wollin from Inventicity Marketing Agency, and I have made a framework for you, which I call the Inventicity Framework, and this will help you improve your copywriting. Even if you're not an experienced copywriter, this will help you to write great text to promote your products. So, when you write to sell, then you must tell how you can improve your customers' lives, and you must be very clear, and the text must be very easy to quickly understand, and you must be transparent. If your audience feel that you are trying to manipulate them, then they will leave. You must be transparent about the benefits of your product and don't promise too much. If you have a great product, a really great product, which you know will help improve a lot of people's lives, then you feel so positive and happy about it, and let that positivity and happiness shine through in your marketing, in your copywriting. That will help a lot. I have made a worksheet for you which will help you write a great email or a great ad, or even maybe a great blog post, a promotional blog post. And what you have first is, of course, the headline. The headline is very, very important, because with the headline you grab your audience's attention. If you don't have a great headline, then they won't even read the rest. But you don't have to write the headline first. I suggest that you start with your customers' problems. Make clear that you understand your audience's problems and that you know how to solve them. Tell your audience how your product will help improve their lives and how it will solve your audience's problems. Be very clear and precise. There is a beauty in precision in almost everything we do, in engineering, in writing, in art, and copywriting is no exception. There is a beauty in itself in precision, and what's most important is that if the audience quickly understand exactly how your product will solve his or her problem and exactly how to use your product, then the chance that you will buy that, the chances that they will buy your product increases. Then there is a much greater chance that they will buy your product. So first you have the headline, and then tell the audience that you understand their problem, inform them on how exactly your product will solve their problem. And then we have which is probably the most important part of your email or your ad, and that is the call to action. Tell the audience how to take action. And I suggest that you do this in steps, in 3 or 4 or 5 steps. The first step can be to buy your product, or maybe to download your freebie. The second step should be an easy instruction on how to use your product. And the third step will be about what your audience's lives will be like when they are using your product or when they have used your product. Yeah, so this was the first lesson in my video course about copywriting. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you. Bye. Personal branding. How to position yourself as an expert. Hi everyone, I'm Cecilia Elise-Wollin from Inventicity, the channel where we combine inventiveness with felicity. The topic for this video is personal branding, how to position yourself as an expert. So I am going to give you my very best tips for how to brand yourself in the long run. In the long run, giving a good impression and making people buy from you is all about adding value to their lives, to be genuinely helpful. But I also have a great tip. If you want to position yourself as an expert, my very best tip is, and I have seen so many successful entrepreneurs using this, my best tip is look at what everyone is saying and try to find something. Look at what everyone is saying and find out how you can say something and do something which is the complete opposite, but which makes much more sense. That is being inventive. To be successful in the market, you must find new inventive ways to either produce your product or in the product itself or in the market. All of the best and most successful entrepreneurs, they find a new, different perspective. There are so many misconceptions which just get reproduced. Find those misconceptions, find such a misconception in your niche and find out how to say something which is the complete opposite, but which makes much more sense. That way you will not only be perceived as an expert, you will genuinely be an expert and you will be able to genuinely help people. And there is a lot of talk about personal branding as a way to talk about your history, what you have been through, the education you have, the diplomas you have, and so on and so on. I don't think that personal branding is about such things as education, experience. I think that your personal brand, that is the sum of what you are giving to your audience, what you are giving to your customers, how much you help them. If you make your customers feel happy about their lives, if you make your customers love your brand, then you will have a great brand. And how do you make your customers feel great about your brand? How do you make your customers love your brand? Well, it is easy to say. It is just to be genuinely helpful. If you add a lot of value to your customers' lives, if you genuinely help them, then they will feel good about your brand, they will love your brand, and they will talk to their friends and people about your brand, and you will get a better reach, and your product will reach a larger audience. What you do is much more important than the impression you give. The impression is important initially, but how people will perceive you and your brand in the long run is dependent on if they see results. If your products and advice fundamentally help them and improve their results, then they will find your brand helpful, and they will advise their friends and family and people to use your products as well. Building a brand is not so much about building the perception of authority and expertise. It is about delivering genuinely helpful products, genuinely helpful advice. Branding is one small part of branding is, of course, how you design your website, the use of fonts, the use of colors, and so on. But that's just one tiny part. Another tiny part is giving a great first impression, and that's something else. You can be really helpful person. You can have awesome products, but if you don't give a great first impression, then people will never know and they will not buy from you. So the first impression is, of course, also important. People must from the start feel that you are an authority, that you are an expert, that they can trust you. And to do this, to give a great first impression, it might be useful to talk about what you previously have achieved, about your education, about to use testimonials from previous customers, and so on. So I think that building a brand has two completely different parts. One part is giving a great first impression, which is necessary to move on till the second phase, where the customer experiences how helpful your products are. We all know that in rhetorics it's very important and useful to use the rule of three. Something in the human mind make us remember things better if they are grouped in groups of three. And that is true also for brand building. So on your website, start first with how you can help your audience, how you can help your customers. Don't talk about yourself on the very first page over the fold on your website. Talk to your customers in a conversational voice. Talk about how you can help him or her. And do so using the rule of three. You can start saying that what your expertise is helping these and these people, for example, entrepreneurs or creatives or writers, or the category your target audience is. And then describe what specifically you do. How do you help your customer? And then start talking about your product. And here mention your brand. And then in 3 steps, describe exactly how you will help your customer. For example, tell your customers what to do to use your product. Tell your customer what to do to use your product successfully. For example, first, if I'm selling a course, I can write step number 1. get access to the course. Step number 2, go through the different course modules. And step number 3, implement what you have learned in the course. So specify exactly what the course modules will contain and what to implement. So after you have talked about how you can help your customer and which different steps your customer has to take to achieve his goal, then start to talk about your expertise, why you are qualified to help your customer. So I'll show you how I am doing this on my website. My website is Inventicity.com. So if you look at the website here, so what I am selling is my marketing planner. And if we click here, we can read about my marketing planner. But I think that when someone visits my website for the first time, they will first briefly look at the menu here and Inventicity here, and then they will start reading here, Marketing Made Easy. I have built the Inventicity Marketing Planner to help you make your message concise and inventive so that you can attract a large audience and grow your business. And I'd be happy to send you some freebies. Get my new course, Advanced Copywriting Made Easy. It's 100% free. So what the customer will see here over the fold is here, the first part of the page, which you see before you start scrolling. What you see here over the fold is what's most important on the website. This is made to make the visitor stay on the website, and of course I want the visitor to leave his or her email address here, so I can send my course videos and my newsletter to the customer. But if we scroll down here, we have the authority section. So first, the audience learn how they can benefit from using my marketing planner and my freebies and my free videos. And if they scroll down, they will learn more about me and my background. Cecilia Ellis Wallin. My name is Cecilia Ellis Wallin. In my younger years, I studied literature, languages, economics and marketing at Stockholm University and Stockholm School of Economics, resulting in top grades and a degree of Master of Arts in Literature and a degree of Master of Education. I started working as a teacher, journalist, writer, novelist, and that's what I still do today. So here is some information about me, and it's important to give a good impression here, and of course to be honest and to be genuine. And to be modest. To give a great impression, you must be modest and honest. Don't try to give the impression you are something you are not. Okay, and here we have a video, Do Less, Live More. So if you use my marketing planner, if you use my advice, you will be able to work more efficiently and you will be able to achieve more doing less. And there is, if the visitor on my website want to learn more about me, they can watch this video where they will see me in action talking about how to achieve more doing less. And then I have on my website here more in-depth information about my product, about my marketing planner. So you can see that the website starts with a conversational, brief introduction about what I can do for the customer. And then we have the authority section, which tells the customer, who am I, what is my company about, what have we achieved previously. And below the authority section, I suggest that you have more in-depth information about your product and I have here information about my marketing planner, Inventicity Marketing Planner, software and guiding modules built by Cecilia Liswallin, economist and writer. Inventicity Marketing Planner is built to help you with your marketing and branding strategy. The modules are continuously updated to give you the advantage of utilizing the newest features on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter and Pinterest. All course materials are downloadable. Bonuses, 12-month group coaching, checklists and cheat sheets. So here we have more in-depth information about the product. And if the visitor isn't ready to buy yet, they have the option here to write their email address and to get freebies, to get my free templates for social media, to get my free courses. And that is, of course, because I want to be genuinely helpful, and also so that the customer can see if my products are something for them. So this is my website, and you can probably make a much better website. The website is where you must give a great first impression. Thank you for watching this video about how to establish yourself as an expert. See you in the next video. Bye! Sales copy made easy, the art of writing short sentences. Hi everyone, I'm Cecilia Liswallin from Inventicity, the channel where we combine inventiveness with felicity. Sales copy made easy, how to write short sentences. We all know that simplicity is key when writing good sales copy. Simplicity, clarity and elegance. Simplicity, clarity and precision. That's what we have to apply when we want to write great sales copy. And not only sales copy, in modern journalism, in modern articles, in YouTube videos, we have to use short sentences because people have a shorter attention span. But not only because of that. It is, I think that it is better to be precise and use short sentences. If you can be laconic and condense what you want to say into short sentences, then you save your audience a lot of time. It takes more time for you to write a short text, to be laconic and precise, but you save your audience a lot of time. So be brief, write short sentences, and that is most important. That is tremendously important when you write sales copy, because people are often distracted when they read emails from you, when you read your website. It must be very easy to understand your message. It must be very easy to understand what you are trying to communicate and what you are selling and how your product will benefit your customer. So write short sentences. And how to do this? Well, I use the old-fashioned method. First, I just jot down what I want to say. The sentences might be not complete, they might be long, they might be not so clear, and then I rewrite it, and I also read the text aloud to see if it flows and if it has a good rhythm. So the art of writing short sentence is the art of giving your text time to mature, so that if you clearly understand what you want to say, then it's easy for you to find the right words, the most precise words, and write short sentences and get your message through in a short period of time. Thank you for watching this video about how to write short sentences and to write great sales copy. See you in the next video. Bye! How to speak to your prospective customers' pain points. Hi, I'm Cecilia Liswallin from Inventicity, the channel where we combine inventiveness with felicity. I really don't like talking about pain points. I really don't like the word pain points. I prefer the word problems. I would like to rephrase this common phrase, how to speak to your prospective customers' pain points, to how to help your customer, how to show your customer how you can help her or him. I really don't like the phrase pain points, because when I read ads or emails from companies where they ask me, are you struggling with this and that? Then I feel repelled, because I don't want anyone to tell me that I am struggling, and I feel that I am not struggling with anything. Maybe I have problems, but I am flourishing and I'm not struggling. I don't want anyone to tell me that I am struggling. So I think that phrase, are you struggling with this and that, is a repelling phrase. Don't use that phrase. Instead, maybe you can say that, let's say that your prospective customers, they want to reach a larger audience. Then you can say, a lot of people want to reach a larger audience, and I have helped a lot of people to reach a larger audience and to thrive. And then I will explain how I can help the prospective customer I am talking to or sending an email to, how I can help them as well. So don't use the phrase pain points, use the phrase problems, and don't put too much emphasis on the problem. Put the emphasis on how you can help your customer and on how the customer will feel when she or he has achieved her or his goals. Put the emphasis on the success, not on the problems. Put the emphasis on how you will help your customer and on how your customer will succeed. That's all for this video. You're welcome to subscribe and click on the like button and write a comment below. I hope you will watch more videos in this course, Professional Copywriting Made Easy. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye! How to write powerful copy that turns into sales for your business. Hi everyone, and welcome to Inventicity, the channel where we combine inventiveness with felicity. How to write powerful copy. An easy method to write powerful copy that turns into sales for your business is to first clearly talk about your customers' problems, pain points. Then explain how you can solve them and talk about what your customers' lives will be like when their problems have been solved by your product. But how do you find out what problems your customers and potential customers have? And how do you talk about your customers' problems in a welcoming and encouraging way? How to find your customers' and audience's pain points. An unbeatable method for finding out the pain points, problems of your customers and potential customers is to simply ask them. Post a nice personalized question form on your website and reward with a freebie. This will benefit both you and the customer. You can also map potential customers' problems by asking questions on social media, for example in Facebook groups. Copywriting and the buyer's journey. Carefully map out the entire customer journey and what different pain points, problems your products solve for your customers. Good knowledge of what problems your customers have in common and how you solve them is the key ingredient in your product development and marketing. Pain points and how you can address them in your copywriting. 1. Lack of time. 2. Lack of knowledge. 3. Lack of confidence. These are common pain points for new business owners. Lack of time, how can you address this problem in your copywriting? Well, explain how the tools or software solutions or virtual assistants, etc. you are offering will save your customers time and effort, so that they can focus on more profitable tasks and spend more time with family and friends. Another common pain point among new business owners is lack of knowledge. And how can you solve this, and how can you address this in your copywriting? Explain how the courses or the education, etc. you are offering will give your customers exactly the skills and knowledge they need, so that they quickly can solve their problems. Another common problem among new business owners and entrepreneurs is lack of confidence. How can you solve this, and how can you address this problem, this pain point in your copywriting? Well, explain how the coaching or education, etc. you are offering will provide your customers with the self-confidence and knowledge they need, so that they quickly can solve their problems. That's in short my take on how to write powerful copy that turns into sales. I will soon publish more articles and videos on this topic. So, see you in the next video. Bye! Storytelling marketing. Your customer is the hero. Hi, I'm Cecilia Lesvalin from Inventicity, the channel where we combine inventiveness with felicity. And today I'm going to talk about storytelling marketing. Storytelling is very close to my heart. I'm a novelist and writer, and I am very interested in the history of literature, and I'm also teaching the history of literature. So, I have made several videos about storytelling and also about storytelling marketing, and I will link to one of them here in this video now. What's important here, what I'm going to talk about in this brief video, is that the customer is the hero, not you. What do I mean by this? Well, the customer must feel that you are the person, or that your product is a product that will help him or her achieve his or her goals. The customer mustn't feel that you are a competitor. The customer must feel that you know more and that you will use your skills and resources to help him or her. We all, I think, and most people say, that we all perceive what we do in life. When we have problems and solve the problems, we all perceive it like what is called the hero's journey. Joseph Campbell, a scientist who studied mythology, named this the hero's journey. And in a pattern which he describes under the term the hero's journey, in this pattern we all perceive our problem-solving procedure. And I will just briefly talk about this pattern now. So we can say that in all great stories, and also we can see when we in our lives solve problems, we go through this process. So the first step is that the hero is in his or her safe home environment, but then she or he gets a problem and she or he must solve the problem. So she or he sets out on a journey and meets advisors, helpers, friends, which help him or her to solve the problem. So, in the beginning of the story, the hero searches for good advisors, and we have the equivalent if a prospective customer has a problem, then she or he is searching for a company, for advisors, for products which can help him or her solve his or her problem. And there, your prospective customer might come upon your ads or your videos, or maybe visit your website. And here, in this stage, you must show your prospective customer that you will be a helpful advisor, that you will help your customer solve his or her problem, and that you will use your good skills and resources to do this, not competing with him or her, but helping him or her to solve the problem. And in this pattern, the hero's journey, then the customer, the hero, moves on to trying to solve his or her problem with the help of his or her advices, and reaches the abyss. In the abyss, this is the most terrible moment in all great stories, where the audience threat and feel very scared as they identify the hero. But as customers, we also often experience this peripeteia when we haven't decided yet exactly how to solve the problem, but we have to make a decision because the problem must be solved so that we can live on or move on. And here in the buyer's journey, which has many similarities to the hero's journey, here you must show the benefits of your product. You must show the differentiators of your product, how your product is better than the competitor's products, how you better will solve the problem than your competitor, how you are a more skilled and helpful advisor than your competitors. And in this peripeteia, the customer has to make a decision, and that can be to buy a product, but it can of course also be to solve the problem herself. But if the customer decides to buy your product to solve the problem, then we move on to the success, where you successfully help your customer to solve the problem, and your customer gains new insights on how to use your product, and maybe to herself or himself moving on solving the problems. And after the peripeteia, the customer succeeds, and this success is when the customer successfully uses your product to solve the problem. This is hopefully the start of a long collaboration where the customer will continue to use your product and maybe upgrade to more of your products. In the hero's journey, the journey ends when the hero has gained new insights and implements these insights to improve his or her life. But in the buyer's journey, the cycle moves on. If the customer finds your product helpful, then she or he will continue buying from you, and you will continue being a trusted advisor. Don't be a competitor to your prospective customer. Give the impression that you are a helpful advisor which will help your customer reach his or her goals, and give the impression that you are not a competitor in any way. Thank you for watching this video about how to make your customer the hero and being a helpful advisor. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Till then, bye. Email marketing, how to speak your customer's language. Hi everyone, I'm Cecilia Lisvalin from Inventicity, the channel where we combine inventiveness with felicity. The topic for today's video is email marketing, how to speak your customer's language. We have previously in this course talked about how to give a great first impression, how to build your brand, how to dispose your website. And in this video we are going to talk about what happens when the customer has visited your website and given their email address, and you're going to start sending emails to your customer. So if someone gives you their email address to get your lead magnet, most often they also want to hear from you. They expect to get emails from you. So make sure to send genuinely helpful emails. And these emails, I suggest that they contain something really valuable. For example, links to booklets, to PDFs, links to videos and helpful resources. And I suggest that the text in your email isn't so condensed and long that it takes a lot of time for the reader to get through it, because then they might not read your email at all. When you write emails, first of all, don't make your email look like it is from an anonymous company. Use your ordinary name. For example, I use my name, Cecilia Elise, when I send mails to my email list. And then use conversational copy, like if you're speaking, like if you're talking to a friend. Don't use long, complex sentences. Don't use a complicated language. Use a simple, easy to understand, clear language. Use short sentences. Write in short paragraphs so that it is easy for your audience to digest what you're writing in your email, and so that they fast will move on till the resource you are sending them, which might be a video or another resource. And don't be afraid to send many emails. I am on many email lists, and I have often, when I am considering buying something, I get their freebies and I get on their email list, and then I consume their free resources to check if what they are delivering is of good quality. And when I see that what they are delivering in their freebies, in their emails, in their newsletters, in the videos they are sending for free to me, when I see that they are delivering great quality and that they are trustworthy, then I will buy the product from them. So if someone gets on your email list, they want to hear from you. Probably they want to buy your product. So send them emails with genuinely helpful resources, so that they can see that what you will deliver in your paid product will be even better. That's what I have to say today about how to write great emails and how to speak your customer's language. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye! Hello, Cecilia Elise here. Today I have enjoyed making a new model. A model and a template on how to write persuasive speeches. I have been watching a lot of political speeches lately, and I have been thinking about what structures, marketing materials and commercials and political speeches have in common. And I have also thought about how advice is given, self-help advice, for example, advice on how people can improve their lives. And I have found that political speeches, marketing, and even counseling often have a common pattern that I think I have realized now is very similar to the model The Hero's Journey. This model, The Hero's Journey, is a model often used to write stories. But I have realized that I can build on this The Hero's Journey model, on the basic structure in novels and movies and ancient mythology. On this structure, I can build a model for writing speeches, because the way we like stories to unfold, we also like political speeches and marketing and commercials to unfold. So, based on the Hero's Journey model, I have today made a completely new model, a model for writing persuasive speeches and for writing persuasive texts. And I have also made a PowerPoint template which you can use when you write a persuasive speech or a persuasive text. And I will show you all this in this video. So I have distilled this model from the structure that I see in many political speeches, in marketing, and also in inspirational self-help videos. I have then, based on my observations and with the support of the model The Hero's Journey, made this new model for how to write a persuasive speech or text. I often get annoyed when I watch political speeches and video commercials because I find them manipulative. The art of persuasion and the model I have made and which I am presenting in this video can of course be used for both good and malicious purposes. This video is not just made to help you write a great persuasive speech. Maybe even more important is that you learn to detect if someone is trying to manipulate and deceive you. And this is the model I have developed today. So you see these steps, they are similar to the steps in the hero's journey. Begin the speech by portraying the listener as a hero. Make the listener feel like the hero. And show that you understand the listener's problems. Then you entice the listeners to want to solve their problems, and you show that you are a good advisor, that you are an awesome advisor, so that the listener wants to continue listening to what you have to tell. Then you describe bad alternatives, bad solutions. If it is a political speech, then maybe you're describing the other party's bad politics. If you are selling a product, you might describe your competitors' products in a bad light. And then, just like in the hero's journey, the tension has to intensify here, and you have to build up till the turning point. Create fear and excitement. You can do this, for example, by describing the bad or perhaps even catastrophic situation that arises if the listener does not follow your advice, or votes for you, or buys your product. And then we have the turning point. This super exciting part of stories. At the turning point in stories and novels and movies, the hero is in great danger. In stories, the hero has to employ his best skills and his mental and physical strength to turn the story from a bad outcome to something good. In a persuasive speech, I think that the turning point, that is when you persuade, where you really persuade your listener to maybe change political view, to decide to buy your product instead of your competitor's product, or maybe to decide to start to improve her or his life. And after the turning point, the great win, the hero has to take advantage of the success. Similarly, in a persuasive speech, this is when you talk about the reward. What does the audience get when they decide to buy your product? How does your product change your audience's lives? Tell the audience about what reward they will get, and also remind them of their responsibilities. The idea is that the audience feel like they are heroes, and heroes have responsibilities. This method can, of course, as you see, be used in a kind and helpful way, but it can, of course, also be used in a manipulative way. So, use this just in a helpful, kind way. Don't manipulate your audience. Okay, so then you show how amazing the lives of the listeners will be when they have made you president, when they have voted for you, or when they have bought your product, or when they have followed your advice. And finally, you summarize and show how the audience can implement your advice in their lives, or your politics in their lives, or how they can use your product. Of course, it is completely optional if you want to follow this model I have invented today when writing your persuasive speech and giving your persuasive speech. I have invented this model, and it is quite possible to invent a much better model. If you have come up with something much better than my model, then use your model. But if you follow my model, if you want to follow the model I have made and I am presenting in this video, then I have made a PowerPoint template for you, which I am soon going to show you. So in this PowerPoint you just have to fill in for each point here. I'm soon going to show you. First I will just give my students some instructions. The exercise we will do is you are going to write a persuasive speech and follow the instructions in the template, the PowerPoint template I have made, or make your own PowerPoint template from scratch using your own model or your own ideas. When you have written your speech, you can choose to give your speech for a small group of students or for the whole class. So here I will suggest a few topics. You can write a political election speech, or you can write a speech to sell a product or to sell an idea, maybe. Or you can write a speech where you try to persuade your audience to improve something in their lives or in the world or in their surroundings. And I will now, in part 2 of this video, walk you through the PowerPoint template I have made to help you write a persuasive speech using the model I have just talked about. And you will find this walkthrough in part 2 of this video, which you will find by clicking on the video below this video or on the link in the top right corner of this video. So see you in part 2. Hi, Cecilia Ellis-Wallin here again. In the previous video I talked about the model for writing a persuasive speech I just have made. So I have been very interested in the model, the hero's journey, which is used for writing and analyzing stories and mythology. And based on the hero's journey model, I have made a new model which we can use for writing persuasive speeches. I have seen a similar pattern to the hero's journey in many political speeches and in marketing and in commercials. So I have just composed this brand new model which I hope we can use to write persuasive speeches. I know that this is useful for writing great persuasive speeches. I presented this model in the previous video and I promised you to talk about the template I have made, the PowerPoint template I have made for you, which you can use if you fast want to write a great persuasive speech. So I will show you that template now. Let's see, so you can use this template for writing marketing presentations. You can use it for writing motivational and inspirational speeches, and you can, of course, use it for writing political speeches as well. So let's see here. What you will do is, if you decide to use this template, you can just replace my instructions with your own persuasive text. And the title, I suggest that you don't write the title first. You can write the title when you have started writing your speech. The title is so important, so write and rewrite your title till you have a really enticing and search engine optimized title. Alright, so step number 1 in my model, it's here you make your listener feel like a hero, and it's here you show the listener that you understand her or his problem. Step number 1, make the listener feel like a hero. Show that you understand the listener's problem. And step number 2, here you entice the listener to want to solve the problem. And step number 3, here you show that you are a really good advisor, that the listener can have confidence in you. Number 4, here you describe possible solutions that do not work. If you are writing a political election speech, you can write why the other party's solutions aren't working. If you are selling a product, write why your competitors' products aren't working well. If you are persuading your listener to improve something, explain why the listener's own attempts to solve the problem haven't worked. Number 5. Here you create fear and excitement by describing how bad it will be if the listener does not choose to solve the problem in the way you suggest. So here you build up the tension, you build up the excitement, the tension and the fear. And number 6, this is the turning point, the most exciting part of a story, and also the most interesting and exciting part of persuasive speech, because it is here you make your audience decide to vote for you or to buy your product or to change something in their life, to realize that they want really to improve something in their lives. Number 7, describe the reward. Here you will show how good the audience's lives will be when they have voted for you or bought your product or implemented the improvement. Number 8, describe the happy, fulfilling lives your audience will get when they have made you president, bought your product, or followed your advice. Number 9, here you emphasize the responsibility of the listener. You remember, in the beginning you made your listener feel like a hero, and heroes, they have responsibilities in stories and in real life. So, you remind your listener of their responsibilities and don't use this method in a manipulative way. The audience will probably detect and they will lose trust in you if you're trying to manipulate them. And even worse, if you manage to manipulate them, of course, don't do that. So here you can also show how fantastic the listener's life will be when she or he has voted for you or bought your product or implemented the improvement. Number 10, here you can continue to show how fantastic the listener's life will be when he or she has voted for you, bought your product, or implemented the improvement. Number 11, summarize what the listener has learned from listening to your speech. And here you also emphasize the most important points in your persuasive speech. And here we have the model again. And if you are giving a long speech, then you can go through all these steps several times. We often see this in political speeches. So like a clock, you can go through these steps several times to really emphasize your message. That was all. So I hope you got something out from watching these 2 videos. This is part 2. So if you haven't watched part 1 yet, I will link to part 1 in the top right corner of this video. In part 1, I'm talking about this model and I'm giving some examples on how you can use this model. So I think that was all. Is blogging dead? Hi everyone, I'm Cecilia Elise Wallin from Inventicity, the channel where we combine inventiveness with felicity. So this video is about the topic, is blogging dead? I'm going to talk about the non-existent death of blogging. My answer is a clear no. Blogging is definitely not dead. And I'm going to explain why. Some people might think that blogging is not as important as it used to be. We have read so much about the increasing importance of video in marketing and for influencers and also for TikTok and for all social media. But I have realized that blogging is not dead. It is not even dying. It is flourishing more than ever. And I have learned this from my own experience. I have been blogging for decades, but I started more serious a few years ago. I have started 2 blogs, and I only do this as a side project in my spare time, and I don't publish blog posts more than maybe once a month or so. But I get a lot of visitors to my blog, about 100 to 200 on each blog each day, which I think is a lot. Maybe not compared to the big players, but it's much for just being a side project. And I understand why people prefer to read blog posts and texts instead of watching videos. I myself prefer to read texts when I have to learn something fast. If I want to learn something fast, or if I need information about something fast, then I prefer to read, because I can easily distill the most important information in a text just by skimming through the text. And I can also read a blog post much faster from the beginning till the end compared to if I listen to a recording of the same text. So, when people want to learn something fast, I think most people are similar to me. If they need to learn something fast, or if they want to learn something fast, then they prefer to read. They go to Google and they write their search terms into the search box, and then they look through the first search results and start reading. And that's why search engine optimization is so important. Blogging is not just a way to give away great information. Blogging is so important for reaching new customers. If you search engine optimize your blog post, you can gain hundreds of new blog visitors a day. I get a lot of visitors from Pinterest, and that's partly because I have search engine optimized my blog post from Pinterest, and I also get visitors from Google, of course. And search engine optimization is really fun. I look upon it as a game. It is really fun to find out how you can search engine optimize your blog post. And if you have a WordPress blog, I suggest that you use the Yoast plugin. I'm not an affiliate, I just love the Yoast plugin because it helps me a lot with the search engine optimization of my blog posts. So blogging is great for acquiring new customers, and I suggest that you combine, if you have the time, I suggest that you combine blogging with video. So if you have the time, you can write blog posts and then record a video, and then you can embed the video in your blog post. Or even better, what you can do to save some time is to first record a video, and then you upload your video to YouTube and download your transcript, your automatic transcript of your YouTube video from YouTube, and then you edit that transcript and you format it to a great looking blog post. And then you embed the video as well. So if someone finds your blog post, they can choose if they want to read the text or if they want to watch the video. Or you can have a blog post and then you can have a video with complementary information. So blogging is definitely not dead. It is dancing a beautiful dance with video, and blogging will not die. I know for a fact that blogging will stay with us for many, many years, as well as video. Thank you for watching this video about the non-existent death of blogging. You're welcome to write a comment below and to like the video, and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye!